I want to talk to the Trump supporters for a minute. I don't know who you are, and I don't know why you like this guy.
We almost had health care done. As soon as our secretary is approved and gets into the office, we'll be filing a plan.
Much better tell people what the plan is?
Yeah, well, we'll be announcing that in about 2 months, maybe less. On November 8th, we will be able to immediately repeal and replace Obamacare. And we have a really terrific, I believe, healthcare plan coming out. Mueller comes out, there's no collusion, and essentially a ruling that no obstruction.
Could you charge the president with a crime after he left office?
Yes.
You believe that you could charge the president of the United States with obstruction of justice after he left office?
Yes.
My first day in office, I'm going to ask Congress to put a bill on my desk.
I hope we're going to surprise you with a really good plan. We're going to have a health care plan that's going to be second to none. It's going to be great.
The bottom line is, if you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then it's probably you got a problem. You need to do some self-evaluation.
Ghislaine Maxwell has been arrested on allegations of child sex trafficking. Why would you wish such a person well?
I don't know that, but I do know that
She has. She's been arrested for that.
her friend or boyfriend
Epstein.
was either killed or committed suicide in jail. She's now in jail. Yeah, I wish her well. I'd wish you well. I'd wish a lot of people well. And I do wish her well. I'm not looking for anything bad for her. I'm not looking bad for anybody. And they took that and
she's a child alleged child sex trafficking.
Big deal. I do. I wish her well. I never said repeal it and replace it within 64 days. I have a long time. It's been very much misreported that we failed with health care. We haven't failed. We're negotiating, and we continue to negotiate. You can end up with great health care for a fraction of the price, and that's going to take place immediately after we go in, okay? Immediately. On my first day. Excuse me. He found no collusion, and he didn't find anything having to do with obstruction.
Under Department of Justice policy, the president could be prosecuted for obstruction of justice crimes after he leaves office, is correct?
True.
Thank you.
We have 2 plans coming out in a very short period of time. You're going to be very proud of what we put forth.
The fact is that everything he's saying so far is simply a lie. I'm not here to call out his lies. Everybody knows he's a liar.
We're going to come up with a health care plan. We're not going to vote on it until after the election.
I know that we're all going to make a deal on health care. That's such an easy one.
Why does it bother you so much?
Because it's untrue. I like the truth. The plan is coming out over the next 4 weeks.
You've been in office 3.5 years. You don't have a...
We haven't had... excuse me. You heard me yesterday. We're signing a health care plan within 2 weeks. A full and complete health care plan. You know, I'm actually a very honest guy. We're going to produce phenomenal health care. And we already have the concept of the plan. We'll be announcing that in about 2 months. Maybe less. There was no crime. No special counsel should have ever been appointed.
The president could be prosecuted for obstruction of justice crimes after he leaves office, is correct?
True.
He has no plan for health care.
We have a great plan coming out. It's going to be if we can take back the House. We're signing a health care plan within 2 weeks.
But if you answer these questions to me now, why not answer them to Robert Mueller under oath?
Because hopefully prior to the end of the month, it's just about completed now.
Kayleigh McEnany came in with a hand delivery.
Leslie, the president wanted me to deliver his health care plan. It's a little heavy.
Oh my God, this is his health care plan?
Yes.
Okay, Kayleigh, thank you.
You're welcome.
It was heavy, filled with executive orders, congressional initiatives, but no comprehensive health plan.
They were looking to get us for lies. We're going to be doing a very inclusive health care plan. I'll be signing it sometime very soon. It might be Sunday, but it's going to be very soon.
That's what Mr. Trump is doing, and I don't think he has a clue about anything. He's just trying to get his numbers up and get the biggest reaction he can. He's putting our soldiers and diplomats at risk. He's empowering the enemy.
You're saying he's empowering the enemy.
Yes.
You draw a direct line between his rhetoric and what, recruitment for ISIS?
Yeah, they use that to turn the region against us.
We're going to be introducing a tremendous health care plan sometime.
I've been saying this for a long time.
What Mr. Trump is doing is undercutting everything we stand for. He's undercutting how you win the war. He's empowering the enemy, and he's putting people at risk who are serving our country. Now, he's never served. Going to a military high school, Donald, is really not military service. You've never worn the uniform. You've never been on a forward operating base. You've never been at a PRT as a member of the Department of Justice or the Department of State. You've never been a USAID worker going into some devastated poor area in Iraq and Afghanistan trying to help our country by helping others. So knock it off. You're putting people at risk. If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then it's probably you got a problem. You need to do some self-evaluation. Because what's not to like? Here's what I can tell you. That life can change just like that. Don't take it for granted. Don't take relationships for granted. I called him after Bo died. And he basically said, well, Bo was my soul. Tall for a long time. He came to my ceremony and said some of the most incredibly heartfelt things that anybody could ever say to me. And he's the nicest person I think I've ever met in politics.
Is that right?
He is as good a man as God ever created. And we don't agree on much. But I think he's been dealt a really gut blow. I think he focuses on what he's got to do, not what he lost. His heart's been ripped out, but he's going to make sure that the other members of his family is well taken care of. And he started talking about his grandkids. More worried about them than anything. We just talked about the future.
Yeah.
He started talking about the future of his family. And you know how you make America great again? Tell Donald Trump to go to hell.
Could you charge the president with a crime after he left office?
Yes.
You believe that you could charge the president of the United States with obstruction of justice after he left office?
Yes.